evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Benjamin Smith, your local news leader. Today, we have a special guest on air today. We have Willie the Water Droplet, and he is going to talk about the water cycle and how it goes and works. Willie, would you like to start us off with an intro about the water cycle?
Sure, Ben, I'd be happy to. Thanks for having me tonight. Well, the water cycle are the changes to water when it evaporates into air, condenses into clouds, and precipitates back down to Earth.
That is a very nice intro there. The water cycle seems very interesting to learn about, and it's crazy that we have it every day. When we feel it, we have it, like rain, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Now, I think there was another very important word about the cycle, and it goes up and it turns into heat. What was that word?
Absolutely, Ben. I'd love to tell you a little bit about evaporation. That's the process when water liquid turns into heat and goes up into the atmosphere, and it turns into water vapor.
Great! That first part of the journey sounds very interesting, even though it's the first part. What's the next part of the journey?
Sure, Ben. That's condensation. That's the event when water vapor cools, turns from gas back to liquid, water droplets.
Wow, when it turns into liquid, it seems very interesting. I find it very interesting. I think we have another important part that has to do with rain, sleet, snow, or hail. I think that is precipitation. Why don't you go along and tell us about precipitation?
Sure, Ben. That's what we see not every day, but a lot of the time around us. Precipitation are water droplets that fall from the clouds in the form of rain, sleet, snow, or hail.
Great. Now, the next one is I always feel a different part, that it's a different part of the water cycle, and it's called transpiration. It has to do with plants. Would you tell us why it's part of that?
That's right, Ben. Transpiration is the transfer of water vapor from a plant into the atmosphere.
There. Now I was thinking it kind of has, now that I just heard that, I feel like I still have a good connection with the water cycle in the real world, right? So I think we have 3 more things. We got runoff, percolation, and groundwater. What do you say? I heard of runoff is very important.
It is It is very important, Ben. Runoff is rainfall that is not absorbed by soil and travels to the ocean.
Travels to the ocean, wow. And I'll bet the ocean is very salty in there, right? Next we got groundwater, which is formed, I'm guessing, underground. I want to know more about it, so go on.
I'd be happy to tell you, Ben. Well, unlike salt water and the ocean water, groundwater is fresh water underground beneath the Earth's surface. It's stored in saturated zones with rock and soil layers.
Wow, that's crazy that it's kind of cool that it's doing with like soil and dirt. And I think about the beach when I think of groundwater, because the ocean is under us. When I dig under the beach, I think of the beach, you know. Next, I think we have percolation, which is another very important one, and our last one that we cannot forget. Would you like to recap on percolation?
I'd be happy to, Ben. Percolation is the process of a liquid slowly passing through filter or porous materials.
Oh, Willie. Percolation and all those other water cycle features seem very interesting and important. It has been a pleasure having you on with us, and have a great day, Willie. And wait, and don't leave yet. We're gonna stay here with us for another recap, ladies and gentlemen. So, we're gonna do a quick recap on the water cycle, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to take out this. Now, we got a whiteboard here, and we are going to review. I know it's upside down, guys. That's just, it's part of the camera. So I'm just just gonna say it up here because I know it's upside down. So, first, we have evaporation. We're thinking adjectives here, people. We're thinking of some adjectives. So for this, we're thinking adjectives, we're thinking adjectives. So first we have, ladies and gentlemen, we got some, we got evaporation. Our first one, an adjective for that, I like to think as is melt, fade, or vaporize. See, we got our little drawing right here. Next is condensation. We also think of that as mist, steam, or dew. Hope you know what dew is. As you can see, we got the precipitation is going that way. Next, precipitation, the very important one we got with us today. It associates with rain, sleet, snow, or hail. As you can see, we have a cloud right here, and it's kind of like snowing down. Then we got transpiration. It is after doing with developing or maybe vaporizing. We're dealing with that. Oh yeah, evaporation also had to do with vaporize. I forgot to mention that. So transpiration, like I said, we had with Willie, is another important part of the water cycle. One off. Absorbed in soil. It is absorbed in soil. We said that was an important part too. It absorbed with soil and dirt layers underground. We were saying it had to do with groundwater too. Groundwater. Fresh underwater underground, and it has several layers which has dirt and soil. Then our last one, percolation. It transfers water and it filters it. So filtering and transferring would be two adjectives for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a good time in this talk show. Ladies and gentlemen, you have an amazing day. Have a great day, Niskuna.